Jai Hind to all. I am Dr. Saroj Kushwah from AKGC. I am an assistant professor in this college, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today, I'll talk about Introduction to Operating System. First of all, I'll discuss about explain about the operating system and function. Operating system, it is a system software that manage all the resources and operations of the computing devices. It is act as interface between the hardware and applications. This is a hardware, and hardware means CPU, memory, RAM, keyboard, etc. And applications means Microsoft, Google, Microsoft, etc. This work as an interface between the hardware and the applications, means software, whatever run on a system. Such as we also called as it is a intermediator or a communicator between the two hardware and applications. And then it is act as interface between software and different parts of computer or the hardware computer. It controls and monitors the executions of all other programs that reside in the computer, which also include applications, programs, and other system software in the computer. Example: Windows, Microsoft, Linux, or Linux means Ubuntu, which is also called Linux, Android, smartphone, iOS, iPhone, etc. By operating system, we used the operating system as a communication channels between the computer hardware and the user. Communication channels means sending or receiving the data. It also monitors and controls different functions and executions of any programs or applications. It works as an intermediator between the end users and hardware of system. Operating system handles the following responsibility. It controls all the computer resources. It provides valuable services. It coordinates the execution of programs. It provided resources for user. It also provides the interface to the user through which the user directly interact with any system or applications for doing their work. It supports multiple executions code. Multiple executions mean different type of execution related to doc, PDF, videos, MP3s, etc. And it also monitors the executions of user program to prevent the errors. Means it monitors, means different, it handles the different errors, or it also handle the means multitasking, multi-programming, that type of thing, which program or which statement will execute first by the CPU. Objective. There are the different objective. This is the hardware. There are the computer hardware, operating system, utilities, applications program. Applications program here connect the end user, and utility means there are different programmer and operating system designer find out in an operating system layer, and operating computer hardware. There is a computer hardware. Computer hardware means a different hardware and memory and CPU, etc. Processors. The objectives means it is convenient to use. Mean it works as communications, means communications between hardware and or end users to the applications to the applications mode, and communication take place between the users and the hardware. and such as it is user friendly, means graphical user interface, and you can use different windows. Through the different windows and graphical user interface, users means end users can directly interact with the system. And easy to access means it is to access a multitasking capability. The operating system have capability to execute multiple programs at a time. Management of resources means scheduling of process, means which process execute first, then after that which process execute, and then it depends on the arrival times. There are different it depends on, means which process execute first, then second, then third. It depends on the time, means there are two types of time given. First one is the arrival time and second one is the worst time. And means process scheduling it also based on the priority based, means which process have highest priority or lowest priority. It depends on our priority weights also. Control and monitor. Control and monitor means objective to control and monitor different resources. It manage all the hardware resources and run the applications smoothly. Fair sharing of resources means it utilize process scheduler to allocate the CPU time and the other resources. Feature. There are different feature. You can also see in the graph. It is the platform. It provides a platform for applications program. Platform for application program, and second one, it manage input output unit. Third one is a multitasking, means doing multiple tasks at the same time on a same window. And it also manage memory and files, means manage means which it also provide, means which file allocate and deallocate from the memories. It provides security, means it is safe from different means provide by the safety to the users, means not allow everyone users at the kernel mode. Then third one is it monitored and executions of program to prevent the error. Means here different hardware here situated the operating system. This is a system and applications program, and here are different compiler, assembler, text editor, and database system in our operating system. Then user can access, mean communicate to this system using the operating system. Then this layer work as a operating system. Through the operating system, this multiple user can access the different applications of and systems program. Functions of operating system. There are different functions of operating systems. First one is a resource management. Resource management means where the means management of memory, processor, etc. Means at which place the specific task will situate, and which the task, whatever the task has completed, then it deallocate from the memory. Process management. In the process management, they manage the process through the different scheduling. Based on different scheduling, their burst time, arrival time, and the priority based. Here there are include different algorithms for scheduling the process. There are FCFS, first come first serve, round robin, and round robin, and it is also based on there are different types of algorithm to manage the different process. The memory management means scheduling deallocation and reallocations, and means there are different means it is the memory management based on their and memory manager based on the task, whatever the task has completed, then it remove from the memory, and whatever the task has will execute, then it provide the space to the memory. Then third one is the security. It also provide the security to manage the resources and the different applications from the end users, that it is not directly connected with the kernel mode. Third one is the device management. Here the operating system also manage the different devices. And third one is the networking. It also provide the secure networking to the different areas, local areas, metropolitan areas, or the etc. It provides the user interface, means user interface between the hardware and the applications, means software to communicate between the it provides the communication channels between the hardware and the software for sending and receiving data, and user can easily access the different user can access their programs and different files, videos related to their task. Fourth one is backup and recovery, means here backup and recovery means is provide the backup and recovery. If you want to backup, means sometimes your data is missing, then you can back up your data from the systems using a different operating systems. It provide the virtualizations. Third, performance monitoring. It also monitor different tasks, different programs during the executions. And system calls. There is a it is another functions of the operating system is a system call. It provide the different function, means to create file, to create date, delete date, and updation, and that type of operations to perform through the during the execution of task. While whenever you execute your program or any file and provide their different system calls to execute your task. Memory management. Memory management means manage the allocation and deallocation of the memory. In a memory management means there are different memories we have to use through the manage of allocation and deallocation of memory. Here is a this is register. Register is the smallest unit of the operating system. Then after that register, then the file is managed to the cache memory, then main memory, then electronic disk, magnetic disk, operating disk, then after that the magnetic disk. And then you can not only sending the data, you also access your data through the, if your data is a magnetic disk, through the magnetic, after that it access to by the optical disk, then magnetic disk, after that electronic, then main memory, then cache memory, after that it comes the register. The main memory is made up of a large array of byte or words. Means the main memory, in a main memory, there are the main memory have a, means here a combination of byte and words. Each byte or verse is assigned a certain address. Means each byte means there are allocations. Means memory are divided into a different means combinations of byte. And every byte have a address. Address means whenever you allocate your program in the memory, then how can you access your data or your file? Through the address. Main memory is fast storage. It can access directly by the CPU, control processing unit. Means the main memory, all the programs is download, means allocate in the main memory, because it is a fast storage and access directly. Means CPU can directly access the stored file from the main memory. For the program to be executed, for a program to be executed, it should be loaded into the main memory. The following activities for memory management. There are different activities for memory management. First one is it keep track of primary memory. First of all, for the memory management, it is a first activity to keep the track of primary memories, means memory byte and their allocations. Second one is in multi-programming. The operating system decide the order of memory according to their burst time or arrival time and for how long. Means how long the CPU will take to execute any specific program. Means multiple program. Suppose there are multiple commands given by the end users, the users to the CPU. Then which program execute first? Then this decide by the CPU. Now, which program execute first and for how long it will execute. And last one is it allocate the memory to process when the process request and deallocate the memory when process has terminate or performing their and input output process operations. Means the allocate memory when your program is in the request, means when the program sending a request to execute, then then at that time it provide the memory, means allocate the memory. And when the program means when your program is executed, means all the operations whatever you want to execute that has executed by the CPU. Then after completion all the process, then your program will terminate. Then after termination, whatever the program has allocate the memory at the time of termination, that same program will deallocate from the memory. Processor management. Processor management in a multi-programming environment, the operating system decides the order in which process have access. Means it decide the order in which process have access, means which process, means order of process, which process access first, then second, then third, after that for the executions by the CPU. This function of operating system is also called as a process scheduling. I have already told about the process scheduling, means schedule the process by the CPU based on their arrival time and burst time, or also based on their priority. An operating system perform the following activities for processor management. The processor management in an operating system, means operating system is the process of managing how the computer CPU is used. It involves creating, scheduling and terminating process. Creating means first of all the process initialize, for the process initialize and for the execution. Then scheduling means at what time it will execute. Terminate means after execution it will terminate. Third, keep track of the status of process. The program which performs this task is known as traffic controller. Means the program, what are the status? Means keep the track of status of processes. It is known as a traffic controller. Allocates the CPU, that is processor, to a process, and deallocation processors when the process is no longer period. How does operating system handle process state? A process can be a new, means there are different state of process execution. First one is a new. When your process is created, then it is in a new state. Then ready, running, waiting state, Then after that, there are one more state is a termination state. When your process is completed, after the process you completed, it will go to the terminated state. A process in the ready state is waiting to be assigned to the processor. A process in the running state is executing instructions. A process in the waiting state may be waiting for input or resources. Device management. And operating in the device management, there are another function of operating system. An operating system manages device communications by its respective driver. It performs the following activities for device management: keep track of all devices connected to the system, designated the program responsible for every device known as input-output controller, decide which process gets access to a certain device and for how long, allocate device effectively and efficiently, deallocate device when they are no longer required. There are various input-output devices. The operating system controller, the working place of these input-output devices. It receives the request from these devices, performing the different specific task and communicate back to the requesting process. File management. In a file management, it organized into directories for efficient or easy navigate and uses. An operating system carries out the following file management activities. It keeps track of where information is stored, user access setting, the status of every files, and more. These facilities are collectively known as the file system. An operating system keeps track of information regarding the creation, deletion, transfer, copy, and storage of file in an organized way. It also maintains the integrity of the data stored in these files, including the file directory structure, by protecting against unauthorized access. The basic file system access the control module, then logical file system, physical file system. Then the next topic I will cover in the next lecture I will cover the next topic. Thank you.